Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. I'm Mayor Bernadette Clément. Welcome to Street Level. This is the transition episode, transition from winter to spring. We're going to have some wrap-up chats concerning the fabulous Gaynold Park, concerning Big Ben. We'll talk about the season that they just had, and we're going to go behind the scenes at the Aquatic Center. We're going to have Councillor Elaine McDonald give us a view of the design of the Arts Center, and we're going to talk about flushables because our wastewater treatment plant is a very important piece of infrastructure and we need to be able to protect it. Welcome to Street Level. Bienvenue.
Do you know what to flush? You wouldn't flush this. So why are you flushing garbage? You wouldn't let your kids throw this in the toilet. Or this. Or this. So why are you flushing this down the toilet? Just flush the 3 Ps. Pee, poop, and toilet paper. For more information, visit cornwall.ca/flush.
I'm Elaine McDonald, and I'm a councillor with the City of Cornwall. But standing here today, I'm not representing the City of Cornwall so much as the whole arts community of the city, and especially one organization to which I belong. In fact, I'm one of the founders, the Collective for the Center for the Arts. It got started in 2013, planning then that we were going to be active until we actually saw an art center established in the city. And I'm so happy to say we're in front of it right now.
Hi, I'm Jamie Fothrop. I'm the manager of the Recreation and Facilities Department, and I'll be looking after this project on behalf of the city staff. So as you'll see, we've got this old stone sort of covering over the main front entrance. We're proposing to take that down. It's covering a very nice concrete shield cast into the concrete above. We'd like to take that down and come up with a sort of a new contemporary entrance that'll be constructed of glass. The new art center will be completely at grade, lowered so that it's completely accessible to all our residents. So anyone with accessibility challenges will be able to come through the front door just like the rest of the public to enjoy the show.
What you're looking at now in terms of the interior space is nothing like what's going to be here in the future. So it hardly even bears you taking a look around at this, except to say this. In the Arts Collective, which is the group to which I belong that's worked so hard to get to today, we had a slogan, and it was Cornwall has the arts. Now we need to give them a home. And since the city bought this building in 2018, this building has very much been a home for the arts, and you'll see on the walls posters of events that we've had here. We've participated in every art walk, we've had plays, we've had music, we've just have had everything going on here. But this is going. What you see in the future won't bear any resemblance to what you see now, except in terms of the widest expanse you can imagine. That's how big this place is going to be. I think that when we look to the future and contemplate what's going to be here when you enter the building, the biggest feature is going to be its flexibility. This is a building for everything. We're going to have fabulous drama and musical performances here in the theater, but at the front, underneath a skylight and surrounding a skylight, we're going to have wonderful gallery space too, because so many visual artists in Cornwall produce such wonderful work. We'll finally have a place that can truly showcase that work. Now, a really significant factor of this building, because of its location, is the fact that it's not just going to be a home for the arts. It's going to be the heart of the downtown. And I also want to say, what you're going to see today in terms of the visuals and the artists, the architectural drawings, I know they're going to fly by you pretty fast on screen. But if you want to see them for a long time and pore over them and talk about them, they're going to be on display in Cornwall Square, upstairs, opposite Coles, from March 27th to April 30th. So that's a long time, and some of us are going to be in there every day. So come on in, take a look at the mock-ups, at the printouts, and give us your feedback, ask questions, and you'll be ready for when we have the public consultation. You'll know what you want to suggest.
The space sitting in front of me here, it will be the front foyer. So it'll be a sort of the entry space for our art center. Located directly above the front foyer, with right in the front-facing windows of the building, will be 2 studio spaces that will be available for rent for the public. We talked about a skylight looking down into that foyer, but outside those 2 studio rooms will be a protective railing, which will allow the public to be able to look down into that foyer, adding to a little bit of grandeur to the space, and make the space feel much larger than it really is. So behind where I'm standing right now is where the Black Box Theatre will be located within the new Arts Center in Cornwall. Not much about the space. It says Black Box Theatre, but when we're done, this Black Box Theatre, you'll hear the term multi-purpose room quite a bit to describe the Black Box Theatre, and it describes it quite well in that it's a very versatile space that could be used for theatres, productions, concerts, you name it. So as you make your way through that Black Box Theatre to back of house is where we'll have a green room as well as 2 change rooms for our performers. And then in the basement below the back of house is where we'll be able to store all of our equipment. So all that seating and those risers for the collapsible stands, that's where that'll move down to the basement when the space needs to be cleared out. And so please visit cornwall.ca/arts and let us know what you think of our preliminary designs and whether we hit the mark or there are improvements to be made. We want to hear from you. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Lazaro. I'm the volunteer rink maker here at Menard Park Rink. We're one of the many outdoor rinks that are available around the city this winter. You know, this year has been tough and it's been more important than ever to have people get outside and be physically and mentally active. So we were happy to be able to offer that with these outdoor rinks. We're nearing the end of the season, but we're going to give this baby one last flood, so we thought we'd let you guys tag along. Come see how we do it.
Hi, I'm Dave with the City of Cornwall's Waste Management team. Today we're going to talk about bag tags. Sometimes you have more garbage than the current limit allows. Maybe you had a party, maybe you're doing some spring cleanup, or maybe you even missed your garbage day. That's okay, we get it. That's what bag tags are for. Bag tags allow you to put out bags beyond the current limit when you really need to. Tags should be wrapped around the neck of a garbage bag like a flag. If you're using a can, be sure to use 2 tags. Put both tags on top of what's in the can, not on top of the can itself. You could buy bag tags at Shortline Convenience, The Pop Shop, Fullerton Drugs, McEwen's on 2nd Street, McEwen's on 11th, SO1 Boundary, Taz Convenience, Fence Depot, City Hall, and the landfill site Scalehouse. Thank you for helping us extend the life of the landfill site.
Bonjour tout le monde, hello everyone. Street level interview with Gary Woods. So Gary's a long-standing city employee, but today in his capacity as operator of Big Ben, we're gonna chat about the season that we just had at this fabulous place. So, Gary, how's it been?
It's been awesome. It's been really good this year. Everybody wants to get out since the lockdown's over, and we've had many people here learning to ski, learning to snowboard.
Wow, so when did you start? Like this was a short season.
Yes, the day the lockdown opened, I think it was Tuesday, February 16th, I believe the day was.
Right.
And we've been open every day. In the past, we weren't open on Mondays and Tuesday nights, but this year we're going every day we can be open right to the end of March. So we do private lessons, both ski and snowboarding. Very popular with the really young ones, 4, 5, 6-year-olds. Snowboarding, typically a little older, they get into it.
Okay.
Or if you already know how to ski and snowboard, you can just come buy a lift ticket.
So let's talk about those fancy snow machines.
Yeah,
What's that about?
That's a very welcomed addition to Big Bend. One's a brand new snowmaker, and the other one is our existing one that we had refurbished.
Okay.
And they can pump out an awful lot of snow in a very short time.
Cool. Have you used them this season?
We have several times, and it makes really good snow. In the past, it didn't make great snow, but now
This is like top quality snow.
Yeah.
So is it mostly kids here that come?
A combination. A lot of times the parents will go out with their children, especially if they've taken a lesson, and then when they take a lesson, their ticket's good for the rest of the day. So a parent might buy a ticket and come join their child that just took a lesson and take some runs with them. There's some adults that take lessons from us as well.
So there's a whole range of things. Are you looking forward to next season?
I am. We've so much more interest this year.
Yeah.
That those people tell their friends, and they'll come back next year. A lot of first-time people showing up saying, I never knew this place was here. And it's been in our community for close to 45 years. And it's just everybody you talk to that does any kind of skiing, a lot of them learn here at Big Bend.
Well, that's a great legacy, and I will admit that it is my first time skiing here, and it's been fantastic. I've been before, but never on skis, and to experience this has been fantastic. I actually haven't skied in about 10 years, so I broke the drought by coming to Big Bend, and I'm looking forward to next season, and I'm sure lots and lots of kids and families are looking forward to next year as well. Thank you, Gary, for all of your work and for keeping this beautiful spot open and available to all of our residents. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Jason LaValle. I'm a recreational supervisor for the City of Cornwall, and today we're here at the Aquatic Center to discuss a project that we've taken on for 2021. That project is installing an ERV system, which is an energy recovery ventilation system. Essentially what it's designed to do is to expel undesirable air and replace it with climatized, fresh, 100% outside air. How we achieve that is we've added a bunch of supply ductwork that's going to push that air across the top of the pool, and once it gets across the pool, it'll come into the return side of things and be expelled outside. And so what that'll do for the bathers, there's going to be I guess a better experience at the pool because it won't be such heavy air. Since the building was built in 2005, we've heard people talk about the air quality and you know, the dislikes and discomforts, and we've heard that, and we want to do a better job, and I think this is going to achieve that. There's new technology that's been available to the city for this type of application, and so we looked into it and we feel like it's the best. We've asked the experts to come up with a plan, and I think we've achieved that by doing this project. The facility was closed due to COVID, unfortunately, so we took advantage of that time frame to try to complete as much work as possible so that we may not need a fall shutdown that we normally do for 3 weeks. We thought, let's take advantage of this. So by doing that, we sat down with the new contractor that were awarded the job. They were pleased to do it because they also saw an opportunity. It's a lot harder to work around a schedule when the pool is open. So being that it's closed, we were able to do probably 3 months work in 3 weeks time. So I think we're sitting probably around 80% of the job to completion. The biggest piece that's missing is the ERV itself, and it has been ordered. And once it arrived, we've already done the infrastructure and increased the stability of the roof to be able to take that new piece of equipment, and we'll tie that thing in and be on our way. And I think the public's going to really enjoy this new piece of equipment for our facility, and I'm looking forward to it and quite excited.
For swim schedules, please visit cornwall.ca/aquatic center.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Fothrop. I'm the manager of the Facilities and Recreation Department, and I'm here this morning in Gaynold Park. We're doing some grooming of our cross-country ski trails in Gaynold Park and testing out some new equipment that we've recently purchased to help us do a better job of grooming these trails. What we have here beside us is our Kubota side-by-side machine, which we've had for a number of years. We bought 4 or 5 years ago for to help us with the Emerald Ash Borer project and allow us access throughout Gaynold Park. But what we've purchased this winter to help groom our trails is these tracks. It used to be just rubber tires, and we've replaced them with, for the winter season, with these rubber tracks that do just an amazing job trucking through the snow, and allows for a cab as well for our master groomer, Gilles Léger, who does a wonderful job looking after these ski trails for us. If anyone's been in Gaynold Park this winter, you'll see there's quite a bit of increased traffic this summer, or this winter. We've got new snowshoe trails that are thanks to the hard efforts of Don Orion and Pat Clark. And so you see quite a bit of activity this winter. As well, we've got a new trail map over here to my right to show exactly where those new trails are. And then there's a barcode you can scan on there as well, which will give you an interactive map that you can open up on your phone, and it'll show you in real time where you are in the park on our trail system.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Emma.
What's going on?
Can you believe the people that don't recycle out there still? I just spoke to a resident who said it's a total sham, and I don't understand. I don't understand the logic. I don't get it. You know, we try so hard to get our messaging across, and I think we've been doing a pretty good job the last couple of years especially. And people are still, you know, they just think that it's a total sham and that we're just doing it for nothing.
Some real myths out there, but I think a quick game of fact or fiction could help them out.
Ooh, let's go.
All right, fact or fiction, all of our recycling just ends up in the landfill anyway.
Well, that's obviously a fiction. So we put a lot of work in and a lot of effort, as you know, into our recycling plant and sorting it separately, collecting it separately. We bale it into specific material types, and then we actually sell it to market. And as you know, those funds that we come up with, that we recover, are applied directly to the tax base to help lower the taxes for us as residents.
So fact, recycling does make a difference.
Oh yes, recycling does makes a huge difference. The City of Cornwall, just our town, we recycle more than 3,000 tons of recycling every year, which is huge. If you think about how much that is, and that could be going into the landfill site, you know, every ounce counts, and we're talking about 3,000 tons here.
Are you ready for another one?
Yeah, shoot.
Okay, fact or fiction, the waste collection contractor is making all these changes to waste collection, like bag limits and bulky items.
So that's one that we deal with a lot. A common misconception, that's definitely fiction. It's not our contractor that calls the shots. They don't get to make the rules. You know, we, as the city, come up with the rules, and we put a lot of time and effort into developing these programs and, you know, implementing these new rules. And it's for a reason. It's to extend the life of the landfill site. The contractor, they pretty much are just doing what the city kind of dictates to them at the end of the day. So that's definitely a fiction.
Here's a big one that I hear a lot. Fact or fiction, residents are paying a lot in taxes for waste collection services, and they're getting less service from it.
We do pay taxes here in the City of Cornwall, and like they go for a number of beneficial things that help with the community as a whole. However, people would be pretty surprised to find out that, you know, the average house pays only about $58 a year for recycling and garbage collection. So that's not only the collection at curbside, but that's also all of our programs and all of our processes at the landfill site. So covering the garbage as it goes onto the tipping face, and it also covers the recycling plant and the cost of running the recycling plant, the cost of running all of our other diversion initiatives, when people don't necessarily realize that the true cost of that is closer to $300 per household. So what we're doing is we're taking all of the revenue that we get from the recycling that we divert and all of the tipping fees, that goes directly to offset the costs to consumers and to the customers and to the residents of the City of Cornwall. So we're really only paying a fraction of what the true cost is.
I think in terms of service too, we've added some pretty exciting things in the last few years. The free store is huge, Trash to Treasure, Cornwall gives a shirt, and new weeks for leaf and yard waste collection too, which is pretty exciting.
That is exciting. That's like something that we're very happy to be offering. We started last year as a bi-weekly summer collection. Typically in the past what we've done is we've always just looked the other way during the summer months, and we've taken everybody's leaf and garden waste and put it directly into the landfill because we didn't have a specific collection for that. Last year we started a pilot program on a bi-weekly basis during the summer months, and it was a huge success. Some of our other diversion techniques that you've alluded to, such as the Give a Shirt and the Trash to Treasure, we've found such positive participation in those events that we're actually doubling down this year. So we're going to have a spring Give a Shirt program coming up in April, and we're also going to have another Trash to Treasure week coming up this year. So we're doubling down on those services. And then the free store, and that's just been a success story. We've, the first 2 months we were able to divert over 2 tons of material from there.
Yeah, these are all great news. These are all great things.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
Okay, ready for another one?
Yep.
Okay, so fact or fiction, it's super easy, super fast, and like not very expensive at all to open a new landfill.
That's definitely fiction. I mean, the public have probably heard the numbers that we've been throwing around. It's about $38 million to close our current landfill. And that number is that $38 million, what that is we have to come up with the monitoring for the landfill for the next 30 to 40 years. And we have to come up with those funds before we're even allowed to apply to the ministry to close the landfill. So until we come up with those funds, we can't even close the landfill. But once it's capped, it's full. We can't put any more waste in it. We've got about 12, 13 years left remaining if we stay with the current status quo. So in that time, us as residents have to come up with $38 million in that time, and then to open a new one. And many governing bodies and many consultants that we've spoken to have said that it's not even going to be possible. The ministry is making it harder and harder to even accomplish that. So the cost is astronomical. First of all, we'd have to buy all that land or find land in the city. I mean, there's not very much rural land available that would be that the current owners would be willing to sell. So we're, rough ballpark figures for that would be an additional $100 million down the road. So if you look at it that way, we've really got 12 to 13 years to come up with $140 million if we don't play our cards right here.
So let's put less waste at the road and use our landfill for a bit longer then.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
So one thing that we hear all the time is, what about a composting program? So fact or fiction, is the city getting an organics collection program?
Now that is definitely fact. So the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change has mandated that the towns and cities the size of Cornwall have to have a curbside collection program. So it is going to happen. I think we have to have it implemented by 2025. And we're doing the work. We've had consultants involved. We've been talking to the public, engaging in the public, looking at different options about it. It is a very complicated program. It's not simply as easy as picking up the waste and the organic waste at your house and simply dropping it in a big pit. We're looking at very innovative ways at trying to view this material not as waste, but as a resource. So one of the potential things that we're looking at is being able to manage it at the city's wastewater plant and actually create gas and other resources from that, which is going to be huge.
That's like the definition of innovative right there. That's awesome. So do you feel any better now?
I feel a lot better.
I think if people have more things that they're confused about or they're not sure if it's fact or fiction, the best place for them to look is cornwall.ca/waste, or they can call you anytime, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to speak to the public and to answer any questions that they may have. So, I mean, if there is anybody that has any questions for us, by all means, please reach out to us. You can email us at wm@cornwall.ca, or you can call us anytime at 613-937-1777.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, thanks.
Hope you enjoyed that transition episode of Street Level, transitioned from winter to spring. I want to thank in particular all of the volunteers who maintained our outdoor rinks. Merci. I want to thank city residents for their patience, for getting outside, for getting some exercise. We really are going to get through this together, and spring is coming. Le printemps arrive. Merci.